Hi, I'm Andrew Sinclair, and I'll be giving a speech today to all of you. America is one of the wealthiest nations in the world with one of the wealthiest populations in the world. So why are we so unhealthy? Two-thirds of American adults are overweight and obese, and 35% of those 66% are obese. Has our wealth made us lazy, or is it poor eating habits? Either way, obesity is a serious problem and a dangerous threat to Americans, and the problem must be solved quickly before future generations adopt our terrible habits. In this speech, I am persuading the audience to take steps in preventing themselves from being another obese American. In this speech, I'm going to address the problems Americans have with obesity and what caused us to allow the problem to get so bad, and a couple ways to start shedding fat and keeping it off. I first wanted to discuss the problem of obesity in America. Obesity is a condition where too much obesity is a condition where too much excess fat is carried on the body. If your weight is 20% over what is considered an ideal healthy weight for your frame and height, you may be considered obese. More than one-third of U.S. adults, or roughly 35.7%, are obese according to the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, or the CDC, and that was in a study from 2009 to 2010. Obesity-related conditions include heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and certain types of cancer, which are some of the leading causes of preventable death in America. The future, or our children, have concerning obesity levels as well. Approximately 17%, or 12.5 million, of American children and adolescents, which is age 2 to 19 years of age, are obese according to the CDC. Since 1980, obesity prevalence among children and adolescents has almost tripled. Now that we've discussed the issue of obesity in America, let us now focus on the leading causes of the problem. There are three main causes of obesity in America: genetics, poor diet, and sedentary lifestyle. For genetics, genes can directly cause obesity in disorders such as Bardet-Biedl syndrome or Prader-Willi syndrome. It can also affect your metabolism rate. Say you have a slow metabolism, it is easier for you to put on weight and more difficult to keep it off. Your genetics could also dictate where your body fat is stored and how much gets stored or used. Second, poor diet. Eating fast food is a leading cause of obesity in America due to the high calorie content, high sodium levels, and extremely high levels of saturated and trans fat in their foods. Some statistics provided to you by the 11 Facts About American Eating Habits by DoSomething.org are at least 1 in 4 people eat some type of fast food every day. Also, Americans spend 10% of their disposable income on fast food every year. Americans also consume 31% more packaged food than fresh food. As our appetite and poor eating choices have grown, so have our portion sizes. According to the United States Air Force study, due to increased portion sizes, the average total daily calorie intake has risen from 1,854 calories to 2,002 calories over the last 20 years. That increase, 148 calories per day, theoretically works out to an extra 15 pounds every year. According to CBS News in 2010, 54% of Americans will eat until their plate is clean, which is usually too large of a portion to begin with, even if they don't eat the whole thing. The third fact is sedentary lifestyle, which by definition means adults who report doing no physical activity or exercise such as running, calisthenics, golf, gardening, walking, etc. other than their regular job, which means they're basically doing nothing, no types of exercise. According to America's Health Rankings in 2012, 26.2% of Americans 18 plus said they lived a sedentary lifestyle. This is a quarter of American adults that say they're not doing anything, not getting any exercise in their life. The CDC also found in a previous study that only 20% of Americans are getting the recommended amount of physical activity a year. And also, regular physical activity is one of the most important elements of a healthy lifestyle. A sedentary lifestyle increases the risk of developing cardiovascular disease, diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and premature death. Alright, now that we know how out of control Americans' weights are and what causes it, how can we solve this problem? This brings me to my last point, which focuses on how to prevent obesity with proper nutrition and physical activity. The best way to fight off fat is to engage in more physical activity. Exercise 30 to 90 minutes a day consecutively is the most effective way to fight obesity. But there's nothing wrong with splitting that up throughout the day, as long as you get your 30 to 90 minutes throughout the day. And they suggest that aerobic workouts such as swimming and running are the best ways to exercise because it increases your heart rate and burns calories more effectively. Fit physical activity in your everyday life could also include park your car in a spot that's not so close to the store so you have to walk, or walk by those close by stores instead of driving, or ride your bicycle instead of driving, etc., etc. Another good way to fight obesity is to improve your daily diet. Learn to read nutrition labels, paying close attention to portion size, calorie counts, and grams of fat. And avoid drinking calories such as sugary sodas, juices, sweetened iced teas, and etc. Dr. Paige Tomcho puts it well by saying, "An orange is better for you than orange juice." Above all, your body works really hard to run every day, so you might as well treat it properly and not allow yourself to slowly slip into obesity. In this speech, I first identified America's obesity problem. Next, I discussed some major reasons why Americans are suffering from this problem. And lastly, I explained to you how you can use physical activity and proper dieting to fight off obesity and pave the way to a healthier lifestyle. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.